Last year, I got hooked on a television series that not on regular TV. It's on something called Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is that internet channel, if you will. You subscribe to it, so it's going to cost you money. But they are running an incredible TV episode. And it wasn't just an episode, it's a series. The name of the series was called Landman. And it's written by a guy named Taylor Sheridan. And he does Yellowstone and a few other things. Good writer, writes great stuff. But Landman got me hooked last year because it's about West Texas and the oil business, namely around Midland, Odessa area, and a family and a whole bunch of other people who are basically in the oil business. Starred Billy Bob Thornton, and he's the Tommy Lewis, works for this oil company. The oil company is run by a guy named John Hamm. You may remember John Hamm. He was in the Maverick movie, Top Gun Maverick, one of the admirals. He's this chairman of the company. Well, he unfortunately has got a heart problem. And that heart problem eventually takes his life. He dies at the end of the episode. And last year's episode was 10 different episodes. The trials and tribulations of the oil company. Well, Billy Bob Thornton suddenly gets put in to be the president of the company, but the CEO is the wife of John Hamm, Demi Moore. That's right, Demi Moore, the actress. She plays the wife, and now she's the big, powerful Texas oil company owner. She is the head one. Now, you figure out in the episode, the second year, we are in the second episode, or the second season, there's 10 episodes to each season. Episode number 1 of season number 2 just premiered. And there you have Billy Bob Thornton. He's now the president of the company. The CEO is Demi Moore. And she's dealing with a whole bunch of Texas oil men who think she's nothing. She calls a luncheon, gets them all together and says, "You think my husband was mean? I'm meaner." And she proceeds to tell them what she's going to do to them. They're all sitting there astounded. But Billy Bob, he's got an oil company to run. And problem is, he's got an ex-wife. He's got a son and a daughter with the ex-wife. The son, he's in the oil business too, wants to become a landman himself. Right now he's working as a wildcatter. His daughter, she wants to go to college. She's ditzy. Ends up going to TCU to be a cheerleader. Trust me. And the wife, well, the ex-wife is what she is. They're still involved. They're still lovey-dovey a little bit. And it gets wilder, folks. The only thing I can tell you is the Taylor Sheridan, when he writes a story, he reminds me a lot of Tom Clancy. Tom Clancy wrote the book Hunt for Red October and a whole lot more. Tom Clancy always had a way of his books. He would start with characters. You'd see this character, that character. Well, Taylor Sheridan's doing the same thing. Introduces you to all the characters. And then, once the characters are set, you see the plot for that season, what's going to happen. Well, that's what they're doing in Landman 2. So now you've got the new owner, new president, and a couple of new characters come on the scene. One of them is a guy by the name of Sam Elliott. You may remember him. He's got that big bushy mustache. Well, he gets involved, and it turns out he happens to be the father of Billy Bob Thornton. Yep, so now there's a father involved. So you've got the two kids, the father, and everything going on in this family in West Texas. It's called Landman. And it is one of the most powerful TV episodes, shows, if you will, series, probably more credible, that I've seen. Last year, like I said, was year number 1. This is year number 2. And the episode continues. But it is like, I don't know, man, you see things going on, you're going to go, I can't believe that's happening. But there's organized crime involved with this. There's attorneys involved. There's all sorts of stuff involved. There's a love story going on in there at the same time. Love and hate. It's all happening inside of one episode. You sit there and you watch it. It's 1 hour long. And the first episode of the second season just premiered. And I sat there and watched it and I went, whoa, where is this going to go? I found it very entertaining, folks. If you have a chance to get Paramount Plus, I realize it costs money and I feel bad about that, but That's where things are going to TV. Everything's ending up on individual channels, individual people on the internet. Paramount Plus is CBS. And this video, man, it's like nothing you've ever seen. It's called Landman. I recommend it just for the mom and dad, not for the kids, because it's pretty powerful, and so is the language. But what you're going to see and what goes on reminds you of West Texas. And as somebody who's from West Texas, namely me, I can tell you that's how it exists in the Permian Basin. Midland, Odessa, that whole area, everything's about oil, nothing else. And there's a state where a high school football team can have a $30 million stadium. That's West Texas for you. So if you get a chance, and you can get it, I highly recommend it. Landman. Billy Bob Thornton, Demi Moore, Sam Elliott, Andy Garcia, he's the bad guy, and a whole lot more. And it's happened right now. So if you get it, you'll be able to see 10 weeks like nothing you've ever seen. Landman, Paramount Plus. I highly recommend it if you want to spend the money.